Hi everyone, it's Jane here and welcome back to MYTERN City. Over the past few lessons you've learnt so much about MYTERN City, about the smooth roads, the rough roads and the characters that are in there. Well, this week we're going to meet some more characters. For today's lesson we're going to see how these two play together and we're also going to see how important it is to match these two together so that TEP and PET can work together to make you a better driver. For example, you might be at home and you're doing something that you just love and you're really engaged in it and you're loving doing it, and all of a sudden you're asked to go into the kitchen and stack the dishwasher, and you go immediately onto your rough red road and you get really upset and you say, I need a pet because I'm out of control on my red road. My pet is to play a game on my PlayStation. I need my pet because I'm out of control. Do you think that's an appropriate pet for the situation? No, it isn't. If you've been asked to go into the kitchen and tidy up, that might put you on a red road. And you know what? That's okay. I mean, how many of us are going to go, yes, please, I want to go and clean the kitchen? We don't, do we? But if you've been asked to do it, then really you should go into the kitchen and do it. But what's an appropriate pet that you could use rather than saying you want to play PlayStation and not do the kitchen at all? What could you use? I know what I'd do is put on some music that I love and dance while I'm cleaning the kitchen. So it takes my mind off of what I'm doing. I've got something really exciting for you today. We're starting a new segment and it's called Pet of the Day. Yes. Now our first pet of the day is, whoa, it is amazing. The first time I watched what Will, Aiden and Julia could do on the trampoline, I was blown away. And I think you will be too.
Oh, no way!
Did it? 1, 2, 3 and go. Yes, Samantha!
Whoa, I told you it was pretty amazing, wasn't it? What they can do on that trampoline is incredible. So they have started the pet of the day for us. So if there's something you love and you want to share it, get someone to film it, send it in, and that may become Pet of the Day. And now it's the fun time where you get to play some games with Suze. Let's see what she's got for us today.
Hello everyone, Suze here. Hey, which road are you on? Thank you so much for joining me again today. I've got lots of fun in store for us and I want to jump straight into it. Do you know who we're going to talk about today? Do you remember who this is? That's right, it's TEP. TEP stand for? Have you been practicing the language of MYTERN? And instead of saying trigger for extra precaution, have you been saying TEP? Well done. I also want to talk to you today about this guy here. Can you remember who that is? That's right, it's PET. Have you been using the language of MYTERN and instead of saying personal emotional tool, have you been saying pet? Well done. I'm so proud of you. So today I want to talk a little bit about how these guys work together. Okay, thank you for joining me for the first ever game of MYTERN Charades. Now I'm standing up for a reason. I need you to stand up and join me for our game of charades. So up you get, off the couch, off the floor. We all need to stand up and play. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to do an action and you're going to have to guess what I'm doing. And after you've guessed what I'm doing, then you need to show me whether that is a pet for you or a TEP for you. And the way you're going to show me is that you're going to put your hand up like pet if it's a pet for you, and you're going to put your thumb down like TEP if it's a TEP for you. Okay, let's have a practice. I'm doing something here. You worked out what it is, and it's a pet for you. Well done. Okay, I'm doing something else. You've worked out what it is, and it's a TEP for you. Okay, you got it. Let's play. All right. The first one. What am I doing? I was having a talking turn on the microphone in assembly in front of all of the students in my school, all of the teachers and all of the grown-ups that have come to assembly. Well done if you guessed that. Now, is that a TEP for you or is that a pet for you? Show me with your hands right now. Interesting. Do you know what I'm going to notice? Not everyone is going to have the same answer. For some people, this is a pet. For some people, this is a TEP. Some people really get so excited about having a talking turn in assembly, but other people find it so scary they don't even know if they can do it. And do you know what's interesting? I actually spend lots of time talking to people, but if I have to have a talking turn in front of a really big audience, that's a TEP for me. So I'm going to put that over here with TEP. If it's a pet for you, that's great. Okay, are you ready for our second one? Okay, what am I doing? I know I'm a great actress. I hope you can tell. I was trying to show you that I'm alone. Now, let's say I'm alone outside. Is that a pet for you or a TEP for you? Remember to show me what you think. Interesting. Do you know what? Sometimes being alone is a TEP for many of us, and lots of us are faced with that right now. But for me, I find time by myself a pet. I actually take that time to do some meditating, some reading, some sort of relaxing. So if I find myself alone, usually that's a pet for me. So I'm going to pop it over here. Now remember, your answer might not be the same as mine, and that's okay. All right, let me show you another one. See if I can get you to guess this. I'm trying my best. What am I doing? That's right, I'm having a turn on my device. So it might be my phone or it might be my iPad. Now this is an interesting one. Is that a pet for you? Or is that a TEP for you? Show me now. Interesting. Well, do you know what? If I have to spend too much time on my device, because I've got lots of things to do and I get distracted and a little bit addicted to it, I actually find too much time on a device is a TEP for me. So I'm going to pop that over here with TEP. If you would love to have as much time as you could possibly imagine on your device, and that's a pet for you, then you might have popped it over here, and that's okay. All right, I'm just going to do one more. Okay, this is... Could you tell what I was trying to do? Yes, I was doing a painting. So it could be a painting or a drawing or some sort of arts and crafts. Now, can you show me, is that a pet for you or is that a TEP for you? Interesting. I hope that for lots of you, that's been a pet because we've done lots of that so far with our MYTERN lessons. But do you know what? For me, if I had to do a project that involves some painting and creating and drawing, I don't feel that confident. I don't really feel like it's one of my best skills. So I might actually get a little bit stressed and anxious about that and choose a rough red road. So being creative and making and creating things, that's why I've gotten Lee to do that, because it's actually a TEP for me. And that's okay if you chose it to be a pet. That's wonderful, in fact. So, lots of things that you guessed. Thank you for playing charades with me. And I hope that this is a game that you can play with your family a little bit later on. Now, before you go, there's one more thing. I know that you've become a really great pet detective and a great TEP detective too, but I want you to help me now matching up some pets for our TEPs. Because when we find ourselves on a rough red road and we've identified what the TEP is, it's pet that's going to help us regain control, or he's going to help us steer back onto a smoother road when we're ready. So would you like to help me with that? Thank you. Now, we were talking before about the TEP of public speaking, having a talking turn in assembly. Now, if I've been chosen to have a talking turn in assembly, what do you think an appropriate pet would be? Now, if I'm in my classroom, I probably couldn't use my exercise pet right then, because I don't think my teacher would be very happy if I started to run around the classroom. I need a pet that's appropriate. It's one that I can do right then and there. Now remember before, we talked a little bit about breathing and how that was one of the most flexible ones. So I think if I found myself where the teachers pick me and I have to have my talking turn in front of the class, that my breathing pet would be a fantastic one. Lucky it's over here ready. So that could be a really great match. Now we also talked before about the TEP of having too much time on a device. Now, if I find myself on a rough red road because I've had too much time on my device, what's a pet that I could use? I was thinking a really great one of my favourite pets, is to jump up and go and do some exercise. So I could pop my iPad down and I could go and do some exercise either inside or outside. And that's going to really help me. It's going to help my body and it's going to help my mind as well. So that's a good match. Now the other TEP that we've got up here. Oh, this was me when I was asked to do a creative art project. Now I can't, Lee's not always going to be there to rescue me and take me off my rough red road and put me onto my smooth green road. I wish she was, but I've got to become stronger too. So what I was thinking, if I'm faced with a challenge and I feel like it's really difficult, that I can actually practice some gratitude. And maybe I might think, well, do you know what? This is a challenge, but I'm really grateful that I've had this opportunity. And I'm grateful to practice and learn something new. I might even say that I'm grateful for my eyes and my hands that are going to help me do that job. Because practicing gratitude, that's a really good match when we find ourselves a little bit overwhelmed and faced with a challenge. Thank you for helping me match some TEPs with some pets. It sounds a little bit tricky, but do you know what? Now that you're really great at identifying when you're on a rough red road and you're really great at identifying the TEP, the more that you practice that and the more that you practice matching it with an appropriate pet, the faster and easier it's going to be for you. And soon, the more often that you do it, you won't even need to think about it. You'll find yourself on your device, starting to feel like a TEP. I'm going to go and do some exercise. It'll become automatic and you'll be really great at using our friend pet to help you navigate on the roads of the MYTERN city. Well done, everyone.
Wow, I just love charades. Thanks so much, Suze. That was fabulous. And it's a lot harder than it looks. When you go and try it, you'll find that it's hard to communicate without words to someone, and sometimes it's hard to guess what it is. So you have fun with your own charades. Now, one thing you need to understand that these little guys, TEPs and PETs that you have, are going to continually change and grow as you do, because they'll evolve. So when you finish this lesson and you get your list of TEPs and you put them with your appropriate PET, you'll form a little chart or a little list, or stick it somewhere where you can see it and you can get to it really easily. As we're learning tomorrow, when you get a TEP and you lose control, it's really hard to think of a PET.
It's time to have some fun with It's My Turn, It's Your Turn to guess which road we're on. We've got 2 guests today and your job is to guess which road they're on. If you think they're on a green road with repo, give them a thumbs up. If you think they're on a red road with busker, make a fist like busker. Okay, who are our guests today?
Here's Lenny. You may be able to tell what road he's on by the noise he's making. Is he on a rough road or a smooth road? Thumbs up or a fist? Now here's MJ. Do you think he's on a smooth or a rough road? Do you think it's a thumbs up or a fist?
Thanks for playing. It's my turn, it's your turn to guess which road we're on. If you'd like us to guess which road you're on, don't forget to send your entries through to Suze or Jane now.
And now it's time for the daily rhyme. Now today it's going to be a bit different because we're going to have TEP and PET's rhyme, because that's who we're dealing with today. So we thought it'd be a good idea to have them again. And then tomorrow, you're going to meet another character. So there's going to be another daily rhyme. Oh, how exciting is that? I can't wait. We'd also love to have your turn. What does that mean? It means that we'd love you to video you dancing or doing moves to any of the daily rhymes. And you can get all the rhymes on the website. So we look forward to you sending in those.
Hello again. When someone takes your special toy or does something that will annoy, that's just TEP who loves to test. Wave to him, then grab your pet. Feeling better already. When you're feeling sad and blue, PET will tell you what to do. Jump around or skip and hop, or grab a book to sit and flop. When you're feeling sad and blue, PET will tell you what to do. Thank goodness for PET.
I hope you were thinking of some dance moves while you were listening to Alana. Take a video and send them in. I can't wait to see them. The next video clip is about how you respond to things that's happening around you. Because life at the moment is a bit different and you can't change that. Some of you aren't allowed to go to school. Some of you, you can't go and see your friends. Now, you can't change that circumstance, but you can change how you respond to it. Sometimes you find yourself in a situation that is uncomfortable, and you believe that that's the reason why you are feeling so unhappy or stressed or angry or frustrated. You find yourself complaining about it more and more. If only I didn't have to put up with this situation. It's the situation's fault that I'm feeling like this. And it feels like it is only getting worse and worse. Sometimes the situation can't be changed. Well, not immediately anyway. Like your school, your job, your relationship, your body, the government, even sometimes your family. And you feel that you have no control over what is happening. That's an uncomfortable place to be. So what can you do? The only thing that you do have control over is how you respond to the situation. When you say that it is making you feel that way, then you're giving the situation power over you. Instead, try saying that you are choosing to feel this way because this is rough, and that's okay. So what can you then do to be in control on that rough road? Well, what pet would work for you? When you are in control on that rough road, you are building your resilience and becoming a highly skilled driver. And that's a good thing. Remember, no road lasts forever, so an exit may soon appear. At least now you may be in control enough to take it. So if you find yourself in a situation that you don't really like, but you can't change it, like you have to stay home, remember you still have control of how you respond to it. Do you want to go on a rough road? Do you want to go on a smooth road? Do you want to go out of control? Your response to those is in your control. And that is powerful. Instead of having Mia's regular spot of skateboarding this week, we've got some wonderful guests who are going to do some ball skills and AFL and all sorts of things, which is exciting. But first of all, we've got a special message for Mia because she's going to see you later on in the week.
I hope you've been practicing all those new tricks that I taught you. And I'll see you on Friday with a surprise.
Thanks, Mia. We look forward to that special surprise. Our next special guest is Josh, and he is going to give you some exciting things to do with balls. I wonder if he's going to use small balls or big ones, or let's wait and see what he does.
My name's Josh. I'm going to show you a couple of activities that you can do at home during this current situation. All you'll need is a ball or something similar. Today I'm just using cheap super bounce balls. I bought a few of these today. They're $1 each from Shiploads. I'm sure they have them at Kmart, or you may even have some kicking around your house as well. So some of these activities are really simple. We're trying to use both sides of our brain because the right side of my body is controlled by my left brain, and the left side of my body is controlled by my right brain. So I'm going to keep it fairly simple to start with, and we'll get harder, and you may even be able to put a few different variations in as well. So starting off, just a bit of a warm-up. Both hands out, all right? All we're going to do is simply just pass from one side to the other, just warming up, all right? This is pretty simple. You can go at your own speed. You might even be able to play some music to some of these to get yourself going. Try and move your body in time. All right, so that one's pretty simple. Now we're going to go passing it around our back from one side to the other. I'm going in a clockwise direction to start with. All right, so just warming up, and then we'll change and go back the other way. Passing around the back, we can then go to just one hand, throwing and catching, and you can make these as high as you like, right, depending on how experienced you are, and then changing to the left hand, all right. It doesn't matter which hand you start with, but we always want to change it to the other side at times and try and even it out as well, try and build up that other side. From there, we're going to go from one side to the other, so we call this one the rainbow throw. So again, starting off fairly slowly, so rainbow throw, making it higher if you need to. All right, keeping your eyes on the ball, trying to bend my knees a little bit as well with this one to try and make sure that I cradle the ball and make it nice and gentle with the catch. From now, I'm going to start to use the ground, so try and look for some even surface if possible. Again, starting with the right side, just practicing some bouncing. So keeping my eye on the ball, changing sides as well. We always want to try and mix it up. Then as a bit of a variation of that, you could do the continuous dribble bounce or tap into the ground, and changing sides as well. Try and keep it nice and even. All right, from that one, I'm going to continue by going and doing the V bounce now. So just passing one side to the other, but via the ground, keeping my eye on the ball. And as a variation of that one, you could again tap it on the ground from side to side, if that one is more of a challenge for you. Okay, they were a few activities we could do just with a ball and just using the ground or a floor type of space. Now, we're going to use a wall. So I've just put an old piece of timber that I've got up against the wall to make it nice and flat, and we're going to practice some of these activities off the wall now. So this one, I'm going to start off with just an underarm throw against the wall. It's going to hit the wall, bounce, and I want to try and catch it. Now, I'm going to be aiming to catch with one hand every single time. If you need to use two, that is okay as well. So this one is on the full bounce, catch. Right, again, starting with one hand. And then I'm going to switch sides and use my other hand. Okay, so that one went from the wall to the ground to me. This one is going to go bounce on the ground to the wall and then to me. So this one, instead of using underarm, I might try an overarm throw just to get a little bit more power to make sure that the ball comes back to me. And changing sides. And the last one, I'm going to move a little bit closer and use underarm again. So just catch, throwing and catching off the wall. Right hand to start with. And then we're changing to left. And if we combine the ones on the ground with the ones on the wall, there are around about 8 or 9 different activities. You can of course come up with your own as well. Okay, so from those 8 or 9 activities, you can always add some variety and some variation into those. So one of those things might be by adding an extra ball. So you may practice things like bouncing and catching on one side and then the other. Or you could practice some things like passing over the top and handing the other ball across, going one way, going the other. All right, and there are a lot more varieties of things that you can do with 2 of the bounce balls. You could come up with your own as well. So some of those things that you could do back to having one ball is that you could balance on one foot and practice some of those things. All right, again, if you're bouncing with your right hand, you might balance on your right foot, and then if you're doing things with your left hand, you might balance on your left foot. You might even try and jog on the spot and do some of those things. And a lot of them you can do with a partner as well. So you can be creative, have one ball each and come up with some different things. So there will be some links in the video as well. So have a look at those, see what you can come up with, have fun, be resilient and challenge yourself.
Josh has reminded us how important it is to balance both your left and right brain. It's exactly the same as being able to go on the rough and smooth roads, because life is about a balance and experiencing all sorts of things. So thanks for that, Josh. That was great. Instead of having someone reading a book to us during the lesson, we're going to have special reading sessions that we'll put on the Facebook page, so you can sit and listen to those. We're very lucky to have some guest authors reading their own books, so that'll be exciting. Today's book is Tips in the Night, and that's all about Max, who he used to get scared in the night because he heard noises. And you know what it's like to hear noises in the middle of the night when you're by yourself and everything seems quiet except for this scary noise. So have a look at Tips in the Night and see how Max handles the situation, because he might be able to help you too. What an amazing lesson we've had. We've had all sorts of wonderful people come in, and we started our pet of the day. Thanks to Will, Aidan and Julia for their wonderful moves on the trampoline. Very cool. So send in your pets. We also introduced Guess What Road I'm On? And we saw Lenny, who was on that big rough road. And there was dear MJ, who was loving with his cat. I wonder what you're going to have to guess tomorrow. Brad and Josh for wonderful ball skills, which is so good, as we were saying, for our left and right brain, but also getting us physical. I mean, that is such an important pet, to look after your physical body as well. So don't forget to match TEPs with the appropriate pet, because that is so important. Because once you start to lose control, it's too late to think of a pet. So we're going to finish again with the dance video, which I must admit is a bit of a pet for me. I just love it. Not only the music and the singing, but the movement as well. And send in your videos of dance, and then we can add them to the video as well. Thank you so much for being with us today. Gosh, you've learnt so many things. Susan and I can't wait to see you tomorrow. Oh, I wonder what we've got for you tomorrow. Another exciting lesson. So until then, take care and we'll see you tomorrow. Bye.
It's my turn. It's my steering wheel. It's my turn. It's my voice. Red roads are rough and green roads are smooth. No roads are judged, I get the freedom to choose. Red roads are rough and green roads are smooth. No roads are judged, I get the freedom to choose. It's my turn. It's my steering wheel. It's my turn. It's my voice. When I'm in control, that's when I'm in the flow. When I'm in control, I get to grow. Choosing a rough road, my driving improves. Choosing a smooth road, I feel the groove. Choosing a rough road, my driving improves. Choosing a smooth road, I feel the groove. It's my turn. It's my steering wheel. It's my turn. It's my voice.